What's up, guys? Welcome back. The Vega Conflict Classic event just started a couple minutes ago. Figured we'd get out there and take a look at it together. Let's start off with our good old-fashioned Insta-Rep. So it looks like the event is spitting out Demon Core fleets, 27s, and we've seen these before probably. Let's see what the loot is. So the 27 gives Creeper Torpedo, Gladius Driver Turret, and Sikara Missile. If you guys don't have it, hit those 27s, get this Gladius Driver Turret. You're going to have no better opportunity than to get it. That's a fantastic weapon to have. Let's see how this fight goes. Ooh. So it's got some Demon Core and Iron Star Company fleets in there. Actually, we haven't seen this layout before. I don't think I've seen a Freya carrier yet. But you can see they're not Mark upgraded, and they're not really a threat, so that's pretty cool. 740 intel for the level 27 Demon Core. With almost no repair, really. Let's take a look and see what else we see. So we're seeing a bunch of like raiders and whatnot. They're not going to be the event fleets. Well, I don't think the raiders are going to be the event fleets. Let's see if the raiders give any event points, but I think it's only going to be the Demon Core. There's some events they offer, mainly the riots and whatnot, where every fleet actually gives event points, and those are pretty cool to actually go up against. We'll see how this one actually goes. I mean, it shouldn't have any problems. I just don't think this is going to give any points, but we should probably just take a look at it real quick. The fact that there's that many level 27 fleets in the planet is great. I mean, the fact that you don't have to go anywhere or try and fight on the sector for that many 27s, fantastic. The problem is the event, I mean, number one, it only gave 750 points, and the event doesn't really have anything that's, you know, even close to a top tier reward in it. So our Insta-Rep fleet is not able to take Raiders 25, but you can see we actually don't get any points off of that, so let's grab another Insta-Rep fleet. It does look like only the 27s are inside the planet. At least there's a lot of them. Let's check out the sector view. Alright, here we see some more. And it looks like it's only going to be these Demon Core. Let's get out and see if we can find one of these and see what type of points we're talking. This fleet should easily be able to take on something like Demon Core 30. And this is just another Insta-Rep Ranker battleship fleet. Those are all the dregs left over from the last couple fights. If I have another ship, I'll just swap it out. Now these might not be able to actually take the 30. We'll have to see, because it does have that carrier in it, and that carrier could be a bit of a problem just because carriers suck to fight if you don't have one. The boosts they give to the enemy is substantial. Alright. And I know I don't have the... Well, actually this fleet does have a decent layout, so... Since this is a 35 fleet, And actually, these carriers are good for them to have because their range is so tiny on these things. That inner circle is their range for what they can actually hit. So we start off with 2 Demon Core Cutters coming in. And they're not really a challenge. Then we have the Covenant Cruisers. They're going to zigzag their way in. And then the Vigilante Battleships, I believe. I'm still trying to figure out what everything is. I'm not up on all the names. I don't have any of the ships, so I don't have any reason to remember them. And you know what? We're just going to let the auto fleet take care of it from here, because we have seen this before in some of the other events, actually. Those... I have no idea what weapon that is, but it's pretty easy to avoid. So, I mean, a couple clicks there. It might have had a problem with that on auto, but definitely didn't with us. And 920 points, so that was pretty cool. We do have my anti-carrier fleet we could try something with. And that's a 49, so maybe we can get a 45 or something. Nothing really looks close. Let's just bring it out and see what we can get. I have a feeling I'm going to get stuck with a lot of repair time. So while we're in here, the event, we got some prizes here. It's nothing amazing. It's nothing that's going to blow you out of the water here for prizes. I mean, so we'll just start from the top. No new ships, so we got all the classic ships. We got the Ragnarok Carrier, the Osprey Frigate, and the Rapture Cruiser. I believe these are all event-only hulls. The Rapture Cruiser, I mean, if you have... Unfortunately, the stick we're measuring everything by now is the Punisher Cruiser, and this thing is like 2 years since the Punisher Cruiser. It's so outdated. I mean, 1,000 life, and right off the bat, you got 28-minute repair time. The 2 shield slots is nice, but everything has shield bypass now, it seems. The Osprey Frigate, this one, I don't know. It looks like it could possibly be interesting. I don't know if there's a use for it. 20-minute repair time, decent sector speed. I mean, 330 is pretty decent. And it's got 3 special slots, so I'm thinking maybe a transport fleet could be a good use for this. But, I mean, it only starts with 84,000 cargo with Tier 1. If you, again, compare this thing with the Punisher Cruiser, it's a... I mean, they start with a million, or 800k or something. It's ridiculous. And the Ragnarok Carrier. Standard carrier, 50-minute repair time, 3,000 health, 4 fighter slots, 1 special, 2 armor, and a shield. It does give you the agility field, and it's got a very large agility field. So that's a nice piece to go for. I don't know if I'd kill myself for any of these. I don't even know if I'm going to get any of these. You can see the points. I mean, that'd be 1,000 level 35 fleets to get the 1,000,000 points to get one of those. That's, I don't know, it seems like it might be a little bit too much for me, especially when the new Tier 6, the Xeno carrier, at some point is going to come out, and it's going to be 2 years ahead of the Ragnarok carrier. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be worth my time. Down here, the Bomber Squadron. I have the Bomber Squadron on one of mine. The only real advantage, it's got some decent DPS. It is all explosive damage. It's got a better flight time and a better scramble range than the basic fighter, which is why I have level 1 of it. This level 1 is the same DPS as the level 2 of the researchable fighter, which is the only other fighter that I have. It's... I don't know. I'd pick maybe up 1. You know, it's not a ton of points. You can use it in place of the regular fighters and already get a jump up with having to research that level 3. That takes forever. The burst race. I thought these would be more fun, but I guess people will put them on cutter, run up, and shoot you in the face with them. I was hoping to put them on, you know, lower level ships or something, but they don't really seem to have a purpose in a lower level insta-rep fleet, personally. They just... You can't get in range fast enough with anything that can carry enough of them without having the repair time of, you know, the armor. So they just don't really fit with what I was doing. Then the Gatling Ray. I haven't even played with this yet. I know people use it as a nice anti-fighter weaponry. The range isn't great. I'm probably not going to go for it. I might pick up level 1 to see if I can put it on maybe a Harrier frigate or something for Insta-Rep toys. After that, we have a bunch of layouts. Some of them look interesting. I have a couple of them. I've used the Convoy a couple times for various fights. The Sawtooth looks interesting. This guy looks interesting. The Pentagon. But you can get all of the ones that I have pretty easily from recipes. I don't know if I'd waste the points on them. Maybe pick up some of the other ones I don't have, you know. Like I said, the Sawtooth maybe, or the Iron Blockade could be useful. I don't know. Even the Charging Bull, maybe. That kind of looks like it could be useful. Just to kind of stagger a couple heavy tanks, like a couple Punisher cruisers and something a little bit better behind it. It's going to be a little slower. I don't know. It's worth looking at. Then you get T4 or T3 core boxes, Vega and VSEC patterns, Rebel parts, and T3 patterns. The pattern boxes, I mean, nothing incredibly amazing. It's all the Vega stuff, you know, the Condor frigate, the Komodo cutter, the Seal battleship, Lance destroyer, you know, all of those. It's, I mean, again, if you're playing this game new and starting out, yeah, some of these things could help you. I mean, nothing here is going to make you able to start farming the aliens better, and that's unfortunately what you have to focus on. If you're a low-level player, you have to focus on farming the aliens as efficiently as you can to get ahead. I mean, you can skip all of that and go right to the Punisher cruisers. Here we go. Let's see what we can get now. 40? And it looks like the biggest fleet that's in range is a 40. And I think this is even in a line layout version, or a line layout. These got a couple of the battleships that we had from the last event that I got out of boxes in it. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not really thinking great. It's kind of a mix of, I think one's got Gladius drivers, the other ones all seem to have manifold missile. I mean, two of them have manifold missiles now because I just got those in the last event. And we have the Aurora rays on two of them too, just to kind of they were the best anti-squadron weapon that I had the last time for the last event, so I'm not really piloting this. I'm going to let it auto it. I'm not going to be able to really do anything with this layout and this fleet. It's doing a pretty decent job dodging the shots from those battleships. Except for there, it got hit twice. Oh, that fleet kind of destroyed it pretty easy. And that was Division 40 for 3,000 points. So that's not bad. Let's see how much repair time we get on that guy. Let's bring out the Punisher cruisers and see what they can do. Should we go up against 50 maybe? Now, one thing I did do the Punisher cruisers that was pretty stupid of me, in retrospect. I was trying to see, 55, let's go for that. I was trying to see if maybe we could reduce some repair time with the Alien Reapers by taking the shields off of it, because the shields didn't protect against alien damage, and they just added overall repair time. So I took the shields off of them, the Metaphase Shield 2s, and just wanted to see what that would do. Overall repair time went up. Even with the talented armor and everything, the repair time went up by about 20 minutes per level 60 Reaper fleet. But, I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. It was just kind of annoying to see. So that's why they don't have any shields right now. So I'm going to take a significant amount of damage on this, I'm sure. Yeah, we're not winning this, it doesn't look like. They're just able to spit out way too much damage for not having shields. I mean, those shields would add a lot more to it. And we only have 3 ships against a fleet that's almost 10 levels higher than ours. So, yeah, we'll just be getting some points out of this and losing our ships. Let's see if we can hit his carrier a couple more times then. if we had the Xeno disintegrator cannons, I'm sure that this would be a much different fleet. You'd have double that DPS, and we got them down to half. So that's 6,000 points. 3-hour repair time on that, because I know that, unfortunately. That last one that we did, that level 40, I believe. The repair time for that is instant. Nothing with this particular battleship, mixed battleship fleet. So that's probably going to be the one that I'll end up using just to hit some of these higher ones. That was like 3,000 points for a couple clicks. It wasn't anything major. Ooh, yikes, 9 hours for that Punisher fleet. Oh well. That'll run while I'm sleeping. Let's see. Don't think I'm going to do anything crazy again. Maybe just another 40. And see if maybe we can just do it on auto and see what it does. I would hit that same 55 again, but there's not really any advantage to hitting them again. Once they've been damaged, the point value for the first hit, for the damaging hit, seems to be pretty good. That 6,000 was probably close to, 2/3 of its actual points, which isn't bad. It's probably 9 or maybe 11,000 on points. But if we were to hit that one again, that same exact fleet again, and take out the other half of its life, it's at 57. If we took that fleet out again, you'd be doing about half the damage for that fleet. I mean, it would make sense that we get the same amount of points. No. You'll get like 1,000 points. It's so not worth hitting event fleets a second time to try and finish them off, unless you want to try and get the blueprints that they drop. That's the only reason to actually try and get to hit those event fleets again, because the point value, the payout on them is so terrible. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so that makes handy work of the level 37 fleets. 2,000 intel off a 37 fleet, not bad, and that's going to be another instant repair. So, I mean, you can definitely farm them with anything you're doing the aliens with, probably. Any of the lower alien hives. And that 3 million fleet, 3 million resources, another, so that was like 5 million resources or something. So, decent chance to fill up your holds and whatnot. As for the other reasons to hit them, the loot. Gladius Driver Turret 2, it's a nice one to have, but useless, really. I mean, I have them in my base. You gotta have level, 6 combat modules to really put them on. The Echo Ray, kind of useless. The AP Driver and Net Torpedo. And Net Torpedo has some uses later on, but if you're not getting some of those ships, it's not really useful. The Eagle Frigate looks like a good ship. The problem is, it's got, a 2-day build time. I can't afford that time right now. It's ridiculous. That was a 37. Let's see what this 45 has. The Midgard Carrier. Okay, there's a reason to try and hit them. And that's going to be in the first grouping of blueprints that's available. So if you guys are hitting these, that Midgard Carrier is very big help. That agility support field really does help get your battleships and everything in closer and let them actually on more even footing with any of the enemy fleets. It's a pretty big help. Let's see, the 55, Echo Ray 3, AP Driver 3, Net Torpedo 3. Nothing great. Anything higher than a 55? Normally they don't really drop anything past that. The 60, same thing. Is there a 70? I haven't seen anything. 65? Same thing. Yeah. They seem to fall off with the blueprints that they offer on some of these higher ones. Yeah, so there's 2-3 tiers of blueprints, and really the 27 had some of the best. So if you guys don't have it, get on this 27 fleet. It's inside the planet. Get this Gladius Driver 1 turret. If you already got the Gladius Driver 1 turret, you got a couple auto fleets, I would work on getting that Midgard Carrier off. I think it was the 40. Did the 40s drop it? Yeah, the 40s drop it. And you should be able to take out the 40s if you're auto-piloting one of the Insta-fleets. Let's try one of those real quick. And this, again, is a normal Gladius Driver 1, Metaphase Shield 1, Insta-Repair Ranker Battleship Fleet. I don't even have the Gladius Driver 2s on them, even though I have the Gladius Drivers 2s. Again, it takes an hour to refit them, and my fleet bay is always, right now, has been busy with putting manifold missiles on a couple battleships, and before that it was trying to build Punisher cruisers for the event. I mean, the 3 Punisher cruisers allowed me to get the cutter from the last event. The problem is now I need to have Fleet Bay 10 and Ship Lab 10. I got Ship Lab 10. I do not have the Fleet Bay 10 because that is ridiculous to try and get. Ooh. I did a bit of a misclick on that one there, but okay. I mean, without that misclick, this looks like it might be doable. At the very worst case scenario, you hit it twice with 2 of these instant fleets. We'll do one on an instant and see what it does. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, who didn't see that coming? I gotta take a look at these instant fleets too. There's gotta be another use in that Strafe Thrusters 3. Because the Strafe Thrusters 3 really only seems to benefit when you are doing a little bit of manual piloting. If you're not doing any manual piloting, I don't think you really get any benefit off that Strafe Thrusters 3. Alright, let's hit this 40 and see what we get. Yeah, because the Strafe Thrusters 3, it doesn't make any sense to have that if it's just on auto farm. I don't really see any strafing happening in any of the auto farm fleets. I know it's kind of conventional wisdom to put that on there, and it does let you physically pilot, but if you're just doing an auto... Oh, this isn't really a good test. It's in the line formation. But if you're doing just a straight auto farming with these and not even really joining the battles, which that's the majority of what I do, because I'm still trying to get everything to farm correctly. The Strafe Thrusters just don't seem like they're a real good use of the mass. They seem like they are a waste. I mean, look at them. Do you guys see anything strafing? I see turning. I see forward. Rear thrusters might be better because you might actually be able to avoid some of this projectile damage. Because that's what those cruisers are doing. Huh. We might be looking at a win here. And again, this is where the AI kind of shows that it's terrible. If it was smart, the AI would just start flying, would have kept flying away with that carrier. But since that carrier has such a low range, you know, we were able to just... Well, it flew right into a range of our Gladius drivers. So I'm going to test that a couple more times, and I'll post something in the comments if that works. But you guys all saw, that was a complete auto farm of a level 40 with the Ranker Battleship Insta-Farm fleet. Gladius Driver 1s, Plasteel Armor 1, Strafe Thrusters 3 on most of them, except for, I guess, one of them something different. It doesn't matter. The Projectile Speed Boost 3 and Metaphase Shield 1 with the line formation. That was completely accident. But I'm going to test it a couple times. I'll repair this. I'll try it with the box formation. I'll post in the comments what that does. But it looks like we might have something you guys can use to get that auto farm. And if you don't have it yet, I mean, try that fleet out a couple times. See if it works. You know, you guys should have 4 or 5 of these things. You could be hitting those 40s in sector just non-stop and get that Midgard carrier blueprint. It'll really help you out. I mean, you toss a Midgard carrier in there in that same Ranker battleship fleet, it'd be doing much better. You can actually start hitting some of the tier 2 and tier 3 fleets, or auto farming with basically an insta repair on the Vega cargo 35s without having to manually pilot them, which you would. So get out there, hit those 27s if you don't get the Gladius driver, hit the 40s, and actually, there's a 37? Oh, the 37 gives a Midgard carrier. You can definitely auto farm those 37. So 37s and 40s, get on them, get that Midgard carrier blueprint, and I'll be back with some comments with my testing on it. Have a great night, guys.